Hello and thank you for watching Erin and Drew's movie reviews. My name is Drew.
My name is Erin.
And we know you're real heavy with anticipation for this review. Right?
Well, yes and no. It's
Anticipation. Oh, I'm sorry.
Patient.
You know that little drill in like English class in school where they do the syllables and they draw the line between like the syllables? Well, I guess I was
You had
off.
the wrong emphasis and the wrong syllable.
Yeah, I guess I did. But I've only seen this movie once, whereas you've seen it how long? How many times? Is there not enough?
There's not enough numbers.
There's not enough marbles on the abacus
Nope.
going this way.
Nope. I participated in an actual performance of this. Not the movie, the musical, because it was musical first.
That is true.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking about the Rocky Horror Picture Show, featuring, amongst others, Mr. Tim Curry in the background, sitting on a very huge
set of lips.
Yeah. That's,
Who else to sit on Magenta's lips? Well, possibly Riff Raff, but that's different.
This is this is probably one of those movies where I probably would have thought that I had seen it, but I think this applies to a lot of movies where, like, I think everybody thinks they've seen, like, Jaws, just because of everyone under the age of, like, 40, or over the age of 40, through pop culture osmosis, they know about the shark. They kind of know what happens in the movie.
How much
they probably know about
boat.
the movie, but have never actually sat and watched the movie from beginning to end. I kind of feel that with me with this movie. Because the only thing I knew about it really before I saw it there is a cross-dressing scientist in it.
Dr. Frankenfurter.
And then there's singing, and this was...
It's a musical.
And this... And it probably still is, although I don't know for sure, a big deal with, like, a midnight movie crowd. And for some reason, I was told that people go to these screenings and throw toast at the screen.
Yep.
Okay.
Amongst other things.
Is that something? I don't remember why though.
The
toast?
The toast is in the scene when they're making a toast, let's make a toast. Throw a toast at the screen. It's just
a play on words?
Just random things. Throughout the whole show, there's a bunch of call and responses for the whole thing. Like, whenever Dr. Scott's name is mentioned, you throw toilet paper.
Because of, like,
specifically Scott brand toilet paper.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. That I didn't hear that one. I just know about the toast.
I know that there's spoons and forks, but I don't remember why.
That sounds dangerous.
Mainly, I think it started with forks, but then for reasons they switched to spoons. They're less pokey.
Yeah.
Yep.
But could still inflict damage.
Yes.
If not done correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Lots of things happen at the midnight shows of Rocky Horror.
Yeah. Now,
fun.
these screen interactions with the movie and the audience, was that a pre-made thing from the musical?
No.
This is something someone came up with later.
This is something through many, many, many showtimes or showings in various midnight showings. They sort of developed, hey, we should do this, and it just caught on. So, like, imagine all the things that could have happened but never caught on. These are the things that did catch on, and there's, like, official documents of what goes on at a Rocky Horror midnight show.
I was always wondering where all that kind of came from. But
various
I wasn't
people.
Sure. So it's kind of like an early proto version of Mystery Science Theater, sort of. Only Mystery Science Theater actually talks to the screen. They don't really throw stuff.
Oh, people talk to the screen.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes, of course. But the Mystery Science guys don't really.
Most of which I can't say on public access.
Right. Well, and we're on YouTube also. Oh, that reminds me.
I probably can't say on YouTube either.
Well,
demonetized.
But if you are watching us on YouTube, we have like a little thumbs up like button down here. If you like what you see, please.
Somewhere.
Yeah. please hit the like button and subscribe to our wonderful channel here. So, so yeah, I should probably talk about the proper film here. Now, movie came out in 75. When did the musical start, though?
I want to say 72, 71, 72. It was a couple years. A couple years beforehand. And I think that they did a few stage shows, but Richard O'Brien really wanted to make it a movie instead.
Okay.
And it was always the goal to be a movie.
All right.
So it quickly went to, well, let's just cast half the people that we have from the stage show already into the roles here.
Now, was that applied to Tim Curry as well? Mm-hmm. But probably not Susan Sarandon?
No.
Or Barry Bostwick?
Right.
Okay. I've actually seen Barry Bostwick in person.
Some Americans.
At a convention, I've seen him.
Yeah.
And he actually, at his table, he has a table set up not undifferent than the one we're sitting at here now, with, like, he has posters for a movie he did called Megaforce. Maybe we'll talk about that at some day.
Okay.
Because it's bizarre. And he has, like, these bits, these little, I don't know what they're made of, but they're supposed to be like underwear.
Okay.
That well, we'll get to that, but he signs them to, like, people because people apparently request him to sign underwear a lot. So, and I say this as someone who is straight, heterosexual person. Barry Bostwick, if you've seen him lately, he's aged very well. He's a very handsome man, I have to say. If I live as long as him, I would hope I would look like Barry Bostwick. Yeah. He is. I say he's a very handsome. He's a very handsome dude. I gotta say, it makes me question some things. But anyway, the movie. It starts off at a wedding.
Yep.
But not the wedding of who you think it's going to be. It's
just their friends.
It's Barry Bostwick and his Brad.
Yeah.
Brad Masters? No, Majors.
Majors.
I get those confused. And his girlfriend, Janet, are like, now, was she just a guest or was she like a maid of honor or what was she?
I think, let's see.
Susan Sarandon is Janet, yeah.
I think they were both in the wedding party, but they're also just like friends of the bride and groom. And each one was just like, you're next, right? Ha ha ha. So then, because they were already dating, Brad goes, well, we should probably get engaged and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Why not?
It's kind of like,
and then they do a song.
It's kind of pushing them into like doing that, and there's song and dance and all that, and then they're out joyriding through the countryside, and would they run out of gas or something?
Yes.
The car, not the relationship.
No, yeah. Gosh, I'm trying to remember. Do they run out of gas or do they pop the tire?
They like see some joyriders
it's raining.
On like some motorcycles or something.
A bunch of motorcycles come by. The car goes, and then they have to seek shelter in an ominous castle with the appropriate timed lightning and thunder. And yeah, then the fun happens.
Yeah. And they walk to this, I don't know, what do we call it? Would you call it a castle or a mansion or what is it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a mansion castle.
Does it have a gate?
Probably.
I forget if it had a gate or not. If it's a gate, it's probably a mansion, right?
Why? Wouldn't a castle have a gate? Or do they just
I think castles have
moats?
like those not... What do you call them? The things that you...
A drawbridge?
A drawbridge where you like turn the crank and it goes like this.
Castles specifically have moats.
Yeah, and a moat. It goes over the moat. And the thing that comes over the door with the...
A portcullis.
Portcullis. So I think this is probably a mansion.
It's just a mansion then.
Yeah.
Not a lot of castles in England.
Is that where this is supposed to be? I don't get that impression.
Actually, I think it's supposed to take place in America because Brad and Janet are your typical American.
Your typical tourists.
Yeah. Couple. But
I get no European.
Dr. Scott is very European.
Yeah. So,
but he's just a teacher.
yeah. So, whatever.
Whatever.
So they say, "Hey, can we come and get gas?" And they knock on the door or whatever.
Knock on the door.
And the Igor character,
Riff Raff,
who that is Richard O'Brien, right? Okay. He answers the door. And he's like, "Ooh," and then he kind of reluctantly invites them in, and then they break into random song and dance number. And then there's another character. I want to say that's Patricia Quinn is the actress. And that's someone else I've actually met. Well, not met,
Nice.
but I've seen in person at a, believe it or not, a Doctor Who convention.
Nice.
She was a guest star in the, I want to say, Sylvester McCoy's second season. She was the villain on an episode. But she was mostly there, I think. But she also draws a big crowd of like Rocky Horror people, and she signs all kinds of stuff. So. But yeah, and then they break into that time warp number.
Yep, which is a song and dance everyone knows.
Yeah.
And if you don't know it, they'll tell you.
See, that's one I've heard without actually seeing the movie. So, like, the whole pop culture osmosis thing. So, and then we get to our first glance of the person, Dr. Frankenfurter. I'd be careful how I phrase that.
Dr. Frank.
Don't I? Yeah, I have to be careful how I say that. So
Tim Curry.
yeah, we don't need to be looking at
Amazing.
people's Frankenfurters. So, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, he's interesting.
He's a very interesting character. He, much like his namesake, has been building a man with long hair and a tan, or blonde hair and a tan, I should say.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Because he's stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's Frankenstein. Simply put.
Yeah.
Rocky Horror Picture Show, it's Frankenstein, but with aliens and music.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's,
What really more can you say about Rocky Horror Picture Show?
yeah, and this is the man that he's making. He is called Rocky.
Rocky.
Yeah, not to be confused with Yo Adrian Rocky.
Nope.
Because this is like a blonde, blue-eyed.
Perfect man.
I guess so.
He's got the Charles Atlas seal of approval. And yeah, he was literally born yesterday or today. And everybody wants him. He's that gorgeous.
Yeah, and apparently Susan Sarandon kind of does too, even though she doesn't know it.
Yeah, she doesn't really like a man with muscles until Rocky comes out, and then she's all like, yes.
Yeah, and then much to the chagrin of Brad.
Poor Brad.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But,
Brad has fun too. Everybody has
well,
fun.
yeah, I guess so. And yeah, I don't really know how to describe the rest of the plot of this film.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like one big. I'm
It's
assuming
just sort of all weird all the time. You get random people coming in and out, and it doesn't really say much more plot-wise. It's just you find out that these people, these beings, mainly Frank and Riff Raff and Magenta, have come to Earth to study Earthlings because they are from the planet Transylvania. And they want to go back home now, or at least Riff Raff and Magenta want to go back home now. But Frank is busy killing people to build a perfect human.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And they would have gotten away with it, too, if it hadn't been for pesky Dr. Scott and his nephew, who's Eddie. His nephew, Eddie, played by Meatloaf.
Oh, Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie.
He wasn't in the movie very long.
Nope.
No.
He just had the 2 scenes, one of which he was actually there for.
Yeah. Well, that was perfect casting, though. I mean,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I think it was right around, maybe shortly after this, I want to say, that his big album, Bad Outta Hell, came out. So, yeah, this would have been perfect timing for that. And because most of his, if you ever listen to Meatloaf's music, his albums pretty much are musicals.
Yeah.
Mini musicals, anyway. So, yeah.
What you get when you work with Jim Steinman.
Yeah, that is true. He just passed away
He
not
did.
that long ago.
I'm sad.
Yeah. Jim Steinman, not Meatloaf. As far as I know, Meatloaf is still with us.
Meatloaf is still.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Stuff happens, but it's hard to explain everything
yeah,
that happens.
it's hard to explain. Even if you sing the music in this, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I will say this.
I really did want your take on the music.
The music
part of it.
is quite enjoyable, but the movie itself is kind of, I don't know. It's kind of
a mishmash of
like
things.
after you've had a couple at the party and you sit down and watch it, it's more entertaining probably. I mean, it's entertaining enough to watch as a uninfluenced person.
Yeah.
But
it's even more entertaining in a group, and I think
in
that's
a group
really
and with
what
lots
it is.
of consumption of beverages, I think this becomes more.
You get in a group of people who are fans of the movie. That is going to be the best way to watch this.
You become, I think, a little more inspired to interact and be silly and that kind of thing. If that makes sense. Now, it's probably not much of a stretch to say that you're a big fan of this film. Now, do you own any memorabilia regarding the film?
No, I
don't
just
have,
have a couple.
You don't have
of
the
special
vinyl or
editions.
anything like
No,
that?
I don't.
No?
I
Because I'm
don't.
sure it's out there somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have the 25th anniversary version of it, and I think I have the 40th anniversary version of it.
So this is like DVD, Blu-ray?
Yeah, DVD.
Blu-ray. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of extras?
Lots of extras. That's really where I find most of the information about the midnight shows, because unless I actually haven't been to a midnight show, sadly, but
I'm sure they're out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I go to the cities, probably there. But there's just not a lot around here, and I'm a small town girl.
Yeah. Well, you just gotta, that's the beauty of the internet. So,
But a lot of the features, they have a whole thing where you can like you're sitting in the theater for a midnight show, and you can watch people on this act along with the movie.
okay.
Yep.
Interesting. See, isn't that what's great about physical media as opposed to streaming? Yeah, I think so too. That's why I buy lots of stuff. And there seems to be less and less of it as the years go around, so if something cool like that comes out, I have to buy it. So, yeah, I like that. And you don't have like the limited edition San Diego Comic-Con Frankenfurter figure, only one of like 500 kind of thing? No, you don't have those?
No.
I'm sure those are out there too.
Yeah. I don't.
Or the
have
Brad
that,
and the
though.
Janet. You can get Janet fully clothed. You can get Janet in her underwear. You can get, they probably have one of everything. I'm sure they do. They're out there.
Fully posable Dr. Frankenfurter.
Yeah. I got nothing else, so unless you do. No?
Oh, I like the movie, but it's not an easy movie to talk about.
No, it's not. It's without like singing, and trust me, you do not want me to sing any of this stuff. But it is, it's a well-written, enjoyable film. I gotta say, even though kind of in a weird way it doesn't make sense, but it's just kind of fun, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know. I guess we grade it now. So, Erin, what grade do you give the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
I give the Rocky Horror Picture Show a B+.
B+.
Yeah.
Why a B+? And not an A?
It is very enjoyable, but as we have mentioned,
somewhat nonsensical. Yeah.
Lots of nonsense. Like, I love the music. I'd listen to the soundtrack any day. like forever
Yeah.
on loop even. There's some things that could be better, but like there was limitations at the time.
Yeah.
When they
Well,
had
for
it
being
there,
like
so-
a 40-plus-year-old movie, you know, 45 probably. This would be 45 years old. You know, it's if it's 40, if any movie lasts longer than 5 years and people are still talking about it, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
In any capacity. So, I probably didn't like it quite as much as you, but I'll give it a B. You know, but the nonsensicalness of the movies don't really diminish the enjoyability of the movie. Like when there's like huge logic leaps in a movie, like why did they do that? It doesn't make any sense. Whatever's not explained in here doesn't really counteract what makes sense about the movie, if that makes
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So yeah, I think it's all right, and I'm assuming the soundtrack is certainly on there. If you don't want to watch the movie, listen to the soundtrack. It's especially if you like musicals, so it's all right, and you like
And even more so if you like Tim Curry.
yeah, because this is probably
But
what he's
let's be
most
real.
known-
If you like Tim Curry, you've seen this movie.
yeah, I would say so. Or you've seen Clue, or
The real test is if you've seen Oscar. We should watch Oscar.
are you talking about the Sylvester Stallone
Yes.
Oscar? Okay, I haven't seen that. I know
It's
about
going
it
on the list.
because there is a movie called The Oscar about the Oscars, but that was written in like the '60s. Supposedly that's a wacky movie, but anyway, that is your look at Rocky Horror Picture Show. So, anything else before we go?
Just a jump to the left.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Well, I did. You know what? I will bring up one more thing. I didn't mention anything about Charles Gray.
Okay.
He's kind of the narrator of the movie. Would that be safe to assume?
Yes.
The narrator? And I was surprised how he got into it, because other than this, he's probably most well known for being in James Bond. He's one of 3 or 4 actors to play the role of Blofeld in the Bond movies. And I think he was Blofeld in Diamonds Are Forever. Not Sean Connery's finest outing, but it's kind of fun.
Okay.
It's like Bond Goes to Vegas is basically what the movie is. And then he goes from like that, trying to kill James Bond, to like this, like a completely silly film. But it's like he fits in pretty well, I think. And he stops like the dance number in the middle to actually diagram out how to dance on the wall with his little baton. And you do this, and then you go here, and then you go here, and then you go here. So, all right, I think I said everything. It's like, you know what? I didn't mention Charles Gray. I should probably say something about him. But
It's all good.
all right. Well, that's it, I guess. Until next time, I'm Drew.
I'm Erin.
And let's do the time warp again sometime. See you later.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.
Cable television is the swellest thing they got.